Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. If you're ready to take control of your destiny, build wealth, and live life on your own terms, this is the place for you. Each week, Nat and I will talk about business, franchising, and personal growth to help make you more successful. Good morning, Nat.
Good morning, Pete.
Man, I'm pumped up today.
Happy 2023.
Happy 2023. What an amazing year we're going to have ahead of us. It is, I'm just telling you, I am pumped up. I think the future is very bright for 2023.
Franchising never ceases to amaze me. It's just, it is such a strong industry.
Yeah. You read some of the doom and gloom in the newspapers and watch the news and stuff like that. But when you talk about franchising is booming right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's, people are wanting to do their own thing, have a little bit more control of their life, diversify. But yeah, franchising is doing great.
Yeah, I mean, these executives, they want to diversify their assets and income. Maybe it's creating a supplemental income. Maybe it's creating a bridge to escape the corporate world. And franchising is a great mechanism to do that from a standpoint. So I thought today what we do is we're excited about 2023. Maybe we talk about where we see the trends going in 2023 in terms of franchising. Sound good?
That would be great. Yeah.
All right. So the first one, where do you think the hottest area of franchising is?
Well, if I had to guess, I think people are still wanting to feel better and have more energy. So probably anything to do with health and wellness. Health and wellness. What a great guess you had.
Health and wellness. Only if you had an outline in front of you that you were reading that. So, all right. Health and wellness, right? We know that coming out of the pandemic, we all learned we've got to take good care of ourselves. And you and I, we've kind of talked about this before. Even during tough economic times, people are going to invest in feeling good about themselves, right?
Yep.
Vitality, that kind of stuff. They're going to invest. They can't control the economy. They can't control the price of gas or if they got a job, but they can't control how they feel about themselves. So when we talk about health and wellness, what are we talking about? What type of franchises?
Well, I think, kind of that one of the most famous ones is that Orange Theory Fitness, right? It's like kind of that boutique membership type stuff. I mean, it's really addicting. You go there, you get the workout, you feel good, you get the endorphins going, you're seeing seeing friends, making friends. So in my mind, health and wellness a lot of times is kind of like boutique fitness and along those lines. Yeah,
I mean, we had Lance from Exponential on with us, right? And he talked about that people are coming back in droves. And I think part of it is because not only do they want to get in that exercise and all kind of stuff, but it's the community, right? They're working out with other people. So it's that social side of it. So we have exercising. I mean, one of the ones that I love out there in health and wellness is stretching. I mean, now you can get stretched out. You can pay somebody to stretch. And boy, do I need that.
Yeah. I am the same. I think too many sports or too much weightlifting over the years, the stretching helps, or maybe it's just too much sitting around is what the issue is.
Yeah. And we see a lot of technology now that more and more people are leveraging this to create that vitality, like the cryotherapy. We've talked about that before. My experience of going in and doing the cryotherapy, that's really cool.
Yeah. All I know is I want to be a young 70. I don't want to be an old 70. So I'm happy to put in a little work and spend a little money if I can, feel awesome all through my 70s and 80s.
Yeah. I mean, now there's franchises where you can go do like the infrared saunas. So you can get that heat therapy, but then also they have the plunge pool right next to it so that you have the cold therapy. I mean, there's a lot of different variations of things that could be done. How about the IV drip, where you can get vitamins and vitamin cocktails and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. All the different variations or combinations of things that franchises are putting together to help people have that health and wellness.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm a believer myself. I do half those things every single week, if not every day anyway. So I think, and actually I was counting up, it's kind of embarrassing. I think I'm a member of 5 different gyms right now.
Right. Yeah. Right. But that's the kind of thing.
And mixes it up and it's fun. And, I love it.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to get me into one of those plunge pools, though. I know you want me to go try that, but the getting it. And how cold are those plunge pools, by the way?
They're, about 54 degrees. I guess we could always go down to Lake Michigan and just jump in and do the polar bear plunge.
Yeah, it might be cheaper, but I don't know if it's safer for sure. Okay, good. So we have health and wellness. What's the second one?
If I had to guess, it probably people always want to look good. So I'm thinking like you think about all like the manicures, pedicures, weight loss. Am I close?
Yeah, personal care, right? I mean, again, we talk about that health and wellness, and so people want to feel good. They also want to look good.
Yeah.
And we're seeing more and more stuff around kind of this personal care. So I think of like all the places where you can go get waxed, right? Get waxing. And that's not just for females, it's also for males, right? Like my kids want me to get my back waxed because they tell me I look like a bear or something like that. But you see that kind of stuff. And then it's even going as far as you can go get, and I don't have hair, so I don't know anything about this, but you can get blowouts where they blow your hair out or something like that, get you ready for a big event.
Yeah, get the night on the town or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Of course, you always have had the nails and stuff like that. But what about the stuff that they're doing now on this anti-aging?
Sign me up.
All right. We'll get the Botox for you all set up.
If it gives me more energy, it makes me look younger, sign me up.
Yeah. All right. So we're both going to look really good for 2023. So
yeah,
for sure. So it's continuing to kind of do this, but also when we talk about personal care, it also could be on the mental side. I mean, there are now franchises that provide mental health services for families and individuals, because that's something that we need a lot more of that out there.
Yeah, and historically, franchising is typically a consolidation of a mom and pop industry. So I've just been noticing all the mom and pop, like mental health, kind of the counseling, social work type stuff popping up. And then not coincidentally, we're starting to see a lot of franchises, and then they're starting to consolidate the industry and kind of apply technology and more marketing and all that. So I think that's going to be a huge growth area in the next 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, really, when we talk about personal care, you got to take care of that stuff.
Yeah,
or it'll get you. Perfect, awesome. All right, so we got health and wellness, we got personal care. What is the third one?
If I had to guess, just knowing my own family, we did invest in a COVID dog. So I'm guessing there's a huge influx of dogs and everything else over the last couple of years, and now people are trying to keep their dogs entertained and happy.
Right, absolutely. It's pets, right? Mm-hmm. And we talk about COVID-19. I think everybody added a dog. I mean, what is it, like 67% of households have a pet from a standpoint. And I think of all the people that got a new dog, and we're one of them, right? We had to put our 14-year-old yellow lab down during the pandemic, and I made a proclamation in our house that we would have no more dogs. And the story, we ended up with a puppy during COVID-19. So
you're outvoted.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I even had a vote. We had a puppy from a standpoint. But, you think about the influx of puppies all of a sudden, and just pets in general, but you saw that now the ability to support these pets from a standpoint of grooming, I mean, the supply is very short in terms of trying to deal with all the demand of people wanting to have these dogs groomed.
Oh, yeah. My parents live in Michigan, a little bit rural, but if they want to get their dog groomed, they have to have like 6 weeks advance notice. It's ridiculous.
Well, even here where we live, we had to wait 3 weeks. We have to wait 3 weeks. We have to schedule out 3 weeks to do that. We can't just kind of say, "Hey, we're going to get our dog groomed today." From the standpoint. So I always kind of joke about our dog is a luxury dog. So you're seeing more and more of, for lack of better terms, these dog boutique hotels or B&B. Like our dog goes to a dog B&B from a standpoint.
It's probably your
luxury.
dog probably has like nice little dog Uggs that it wears around outside when it's snowing, or
Oh no, no. This dog. I mean, it's a brilliant business, right? And I don't believe it's a franchise, but we're seeing more and more of this where they treat him like the dog is picked up with in a luxury van. They drive
oh
the
wow,
dog 2 hours to basically a ranch or a farm, 2 hours away, and basically it has 7 acres, 7 play fields. So there's all these fields. He has his own little suite, for lack of better terms, to be at night. I mean, it's at all that for $70 a day. How lucky am I?
No, how lucky is your dog? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, right.
that's a
But
lucky
not
dog.
only that, but you have a doggy daycare. So we have daycare for our dogs. So that's another great franchise in the
Yeah.
pet space.
Well, I'm starting to understand, Pete, why you get up and go to work every day.
Well, and then also you look at like the play parks. So our
Yeah,
dog also has a membership at because we have our fitness things. Well, our dog has to go to a dog park, indoor
right.
dog park, and because can't get
He's
cold,
he's
of
got
course.
the X Pass for all the dog parks, huh?
Yeah, right. And then you even see now all these places where I can go get high level dog food, and I can get anything I want, toys and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a whole retail aspect of it associated with these pets.
Yeah. I think pets are a no-brainer in the States. People will spend probably, so much money. Actually, it just occurred to me, or I remembered, I have friends that have spent like $4,000 or $5,000 having their dogs would have, I don't know if it was their ACL or whatever
Yeah.
fixed. They like tore something in their leg. Like people will spend a ton of money on pets.
Well, they treat them like family, right?
Yep.
And so, absolutely. So, pets, I think it will continue to thrive. Pet franchises that touch pets will continue to thrive in 2023 for sure. All right. What's the next one?
So we had health and wellness, personal care, pets. If I had to think of another one, it'd be what I call the silver tsunami, which is the aging baby boomers. And what are we going to do with all these senior citizens that need help?
Yeah, right. So, what is there, like 76 million baby boomers out there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
there's a plethora.
Right. And when you look at, I think it's like 2035 or something like that. We're going to have like 100 million seniors that
Holy cow.
represent like 25% of the population or something crazy like that. It's coming. Now, I believe that when we talk about this silver tsunami, that bottom line is that there's no way supply can keep up with demand of supporting the population as it gets older.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So people are going to have to start moving in with their kids, or else they're going to have to start getting caregivers and trying to figure out, how to remain independent in their home, right?
Yeah, right. So if I want to be independent, and now families live in different cities, like my mom is in one city, 7 hours away. I need
Yeah.
somebody to help her out. That's that in-home care franchises. That's a big space to help people so they can stay independent and don't have to go into assisted living.
Yeah. As you know, that's my background. So
Yeah.
I always have been saying there's almost unlimited demand for the service. It's just a matter of trying to keep up with it. So the senior care is a great vertical for anybody looking to buy a franchise or looking for what's hot in 2023 in franchising. Also, then you have kind of that long tail, all the other kind of, right behind that, you've got estate sales, you've got monitoring, you've got assisted living. There's all kinds of other things that are associated with aging seniors.
Yeah, I mean, they have now where you can hire somebody to go help find a place, assisted living place for your loved ones, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
so search firms, and so it's
Yeah.
amazing how it's going out there, and I think we're going to see even more from that standpoint.
Yeah, and they're also starting to see more and more like I guess government paid or third party paid services. So they're realizing, hey, it makes more sense for us to pay a little bit to help people, be safe in their home. What maybe is considered traditionally like a companion care or private pay. So as Medicare, Medicaid starts to pay for in-home care, we'll probably see it, just continue to accelerate.
Yeah, like I was reading somebody talking to a franchisor the other day, and they were telling me about that they do IVs, that kind of stuff, where
Mhm.
they'll actually go to people's homes and do IVs. So traditionally, I'd have to go to an IV center or have it at a house, but they will literally come into your house and provide IV services.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I mean, you think about it, like as someone that's kind of a fragile older person, it's actually kind of risky for them to leave their house and be getting in and out of cars and all that. So if they could get those services at home, that'd be really good.
Well, like when my daughter with her chronic illness during the pandemic, she had to go to these infusion centers to have an infusion.
Mhm.
She's on a bench 4 feet away from somebody else during
Not six
COVID.
feet.
Yeah, yeah, or I don't know what it was, but yeah, I mean, if it's the standpoint is, I'd much
Be
rather it
safer
had,
at home. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely, from a standpoint.
Yeah.
All right, what's another one? What's another hot area we see for 2023?
Well, I think you can always kind of look at what the government's where they're spending their money. So I think anything to do with green energy, so that would be solar, wind, uh, electric vehicles, anything to do with, that seems like a, not a buzzword, but it's literally like there's a lot of money headed that way.
Well, green is good,
Yeah,
right? That's what they're telling us. Green is good, and certainly we have to be
might
good
as well.
stewards.
Yeah, might as well jump on that tidal wave, right?
So, when we talk about franchising, green can be interpreted many different ways, right? So, you obviously mentioned solar. There are solar franchise out there that can put solar panels on your house, but it goes beyond that, right? So, there are franchises that help reduce your amount of energy waste or reduce the amount of energy consumption because the electric companies want us to start reducing our usage, obviously for capacity issues. So there are franchises that will come in and they'll insulate your house or make it more energy efficient, reducing your costs, but less greenhouse gases coming out of that house. So that's an example of green in today's franchising world.
Yeah, and I think again, like I was saying a little bit earlier, a lot of times franchising is a consolidation of mom and pop industries, and like insulation is a great example of something that's been a mom and pop industry for 100 years, right? But now franchises are starting to get into it, and they're bringing to the table national purchasing power, and then also just a ton of technology, like latest technology that the mom and pops don't. They probably wouldn't even have any clue how to use at this point.
Yeah. And when we talk about green, it doesn't have to be solar or insulation. It also can be companies that are using green friendly chemicals.
Right.
Remember when we had Eco Maids on,
Yep.
where they basically use chemicals that you could drink when they're cleaning your house, right? I don't know if I would do that, but
Yeah. Well, and it makes a huge difference that outgassing from some of these, chemicals that we've been using for the last 100 years, it's not the best. So there's a lot of new technology actually in the different cleaners or chemicals or what have you, which I think is better for us as humans and also for the environment.
yeah, like I think about like floor coating businesses, right? Most
Yep.
of them are epoxy, dangerous chemicals, and now they got ones that are all natural that are green and stuff like that. So I think
Sign
we're
me
gonna.
up, Pete. Sign me up.
All right, green is good, my friend. Green is good. So both of us agree 2023 from a standpoint of franchising is going to be very strong. We're going to continue to see growth in that. There's lots of motivation for people to invest in a franchise for many different reasons, and we see some great trends, whether it's health and wellness, personal care, pets, seniors, green. It's all good. We're going to see an incredible 2023.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I think the real thing, the real issue is if I'm a corporate guy and I'm trying to figure out what to do, is like which franchise to buy. Kind of like it's like being a kid in a candy shop sometimes. Like this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. So I mean, I think that our process that we take people through is super helpful, helping them kind of look under the hood of a bunch of franchises and try to figure out what exactly they'd be doing as the owner and really getting, helping them understand the day to day.
Yeah, help them invest in a franchise.
Mhm.
One of the other areas that we didn't talk about, I think will be hot in 2023 is home improvement.
Yeah.
As the real estate market is slowing down, more and more people, are doing things to their house, and that can be about anything.
Well, you don't have to. You're preaching to the choir there, but my wife is spending money like crazy, so I agree.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, you talk about we put a roof on this year. We put new water heaters in.
Yeah.
We put new carpet in last year. I mean, it's anything you could think about.
How old is your house?
It is like 18 years old.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
didn't
So
realize.
think about all those houses that are like right around 20 years old, right? They start to need everything.
Yeah.
That's just a huge, there's so many houses built about 20 to 30 to 40 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and there are franchises that do that, right? They can come in and do my floors. They can do my like we had new stairs put in our front steps because when they built the house, they didn't build them right. So we got to put new steps in. So franchising is touching on almost every aspect of home improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to put it in at 2023 prices, right? So that's better for the franchise owner.
Yeah. And I mean, I think about some of the cool technology. Like now they have painting franchises that they basically can paint stuff that traditionally is really hard to paint. Like if I have aluminum windows, that's really hard to paint because it doesn't stick, it doesn't adhere, it peels very quickly. I mean, now there are franchises that have patented products where they can go and paint that and have a 15-year warranty that it's not going to peel.
Yeah. We just did a big outdoor lighting project on my property, which I love it because then you drive up at night and you have all the nightscaping. And then I think next year we're going to do a big irrigation project because I got to keep up with my neighbors. My neighbors their grass is like perfect. I'm like, screw this. I got to up my game a little bit with the irrigation. So
it's only money, my friend, to keep up. So
keep it looking good.
All right, Nat. Well, let's get on to 2023 and see what exciting things happen.
Thanks for listening to the Hire Yourself podcast. For more resources, check out our website at hireyourself.com. And remember to subscribe to this podcast to receive each episode. Please leave us a rating, and we'd love to hear your feedback or suggestions for topics.